everyone, this is Maureen Bilhak Amari of Baking with Amari. In this channel, we share cake decoration tutorials, baking tips, and baking recipes. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.
So in this video, what I want to showcase for you guys is how to put together a wedding cake sampler. And I'm going to show you two ways of doing this and how to bake and decorate the cake to package. So in this case, I've done 4 flavors. The first cake is a red velvet cake. And I'm going to cut this into 3 layers because I want to fill this with buttercream frosting, or you can use cream cheese frosting. Now in this case, I am just using the cream frosting, but you can also choose to use other fillings like berry fillings, depending on whatever your client has requested for. Now, this particular method, I am going to fill each of the fillings, each of the layers with cream frosting, and then I'm going to assemble it back. And because I want to cut it into really nice slices that don't come off and they stick together, I'm going to cling film this and put it back into the baking pan. This is just to make sure that everything holds together, right? So once I have this come together, it's not that neat. Some of my corners were a little bit broken, but I just wrap this back up and I put it back into the same baking pan size that I used to bake the cake. Then I'm going to put this in the freezer. And this particular one, I did it for 3 hours. I put it in the freezer for 3 hours, so it's going to be really easy to cut and everything. And I'm just kind of removing this excess cream frosting. This is after I put it in the freezer for about 3 hours. Now, you just kind of loosen and make sure it falls off. Remove the cling film. And then what you want to do is cut off the edges, because especially for mine, this is an especially troubling one because one side got really loose, but you want to cut off the edges so that your slices can end up looking aesthetically pleasing, right? You want them to look really, really nice. So I'm just kind of using a ruler also to make sure that I have even sizes. So here I have cut off the edges, and now I'm cutting off like about an inch and a half for each of these, right? And you can do like an inch if you want. And so I ended up having 3 slices, like on the one lengthwise size. And then I'm going to cut off the edge for each of these. And then I'm going to do like 1 inch. I actually think I did 1 inch times 1.5. so that it's long on one side. And you just kind of want to remove the excess. Your cake shouldn't be breaking like this. Like I told you, this cake of mine particularly broke at the one side. And then you cut the middle. This is about 1.5 inch length. And once you cut off all of the edges, as you can see, it looks really nice and neat, and it's ready to package. So I ended up getting 6 slices from this, and this was a 4.5 inch pan. So it turned out pretty well. So I'm going to show you 2 ways of wrapping this. First one is cling film. I cut off a piece of cling film. I cut off a little bit big, so I ended up trimming it at the end. And then you can use like clear tape, sellotape, or like scotch tape. Or you can use these stickers I have. I have thank you stickers that I got from Top Serve Limited if you're in Kenya. And you just kind of put it back together and you wrap it up, and there you go. That is a cling filmed cake slice that looks good. Now, I will be telling you where I got this, but if you're in Nairobi, Kenya, you can get some of these shiny paper. Now, I got this before the ban, so I've had this for a couple of years. As you can see, they're like little pockets. And what I've done is I've cut these pockets, and this is what I'm using to wrap up this particular slice. But if you're in Nairobi and you know a, what are they called? House of Leather, they actually sell these shiny paper. You just go tell them that you're looking for the flower paper, and they measure them for you in meters. This is the second method for doing the cake slices. You can use this with a loaf pan or a square pan. I did it with a square pan. You want to cut, again, same size pieces. So I just cut off the edges so that it can look nice. And then I am taking these longer ones and I'm cutting them in between because I want 1 inch squares where I put the filling in between. So in this particular case, I'm using a chocolate mousse filling, right? This is just a chocolate mousse. You can get this recipe on our YouTube channel. I'll share the link below. And I just used a plain disposable piping bag and I just cut off the tip of this so I can be able to pipe this comfortably. So make sure it's a really nice cutoff. And then I'm taking 3 pieces of cake, like 1 by 1 inch squares of cake, and I'm going to fill each layer and then I'm going to stack on top. And I want to make sure I have 3 layers of cake. So this is what you want to do for all of them. And again, you can do this for any other of the flavors. Then I'm going to take this, and whether you're using a cling film or you're using, like I'm doing here, shiny paper, you're going to wrap it up. If you do not like the way it looks like on the side, you can do what I just did, which is kind of trim the sides so it looks nice. Make sure you've cut off the paper. Like if you have like a 1 by 3 inch, you can cut like a 2 by 6 inch piece of paper so that you're able to wrap and you've given yourself enough leeway to have the edges over here. So again, you want to wrap this up. Again, you can use clear tape or you can use like a thank you sticker to have it sort of stick on the side. This is an example of using the same cake type, but then using a different type of frosting to fill. Like this is cream frosting. You can do this again with caramel filling. You can do this with berry filling, whatever your bride or your potential customer has asked you for. So I'm again just wrapping up this cake slices, the side and the ends. And then this is how you display. I also had a vanilla cake, and this time I'm using the same method for cutting my 1 by 1 inches. Fill it, and then again put the filling in between. You can alternate the fillings like I've done here. I have a cream frosting, and then I also have a mousse filling, and then I put it on top. Again, if you don't like how it looks like, you can just take a knife or something flat and just kind of do it, remove the excess like I'm doing here, and it ends up looking really nice. And then again, you're going to put it on your cling film or you're going to put it on your shiny paper and you're going to wrap it up again. So again, depending on the pricing and the sizes of your slices, you can just choose to do 1 by 1 or you can do 2 by 2. Now I'm gonna share a link below if you want a costing for this wedding cake slices. I have a template that has a template on how to cost this and how to price them. So if you want that, click on the link below so you can get that instead. I am doing a light fruit cake, and this time I have done a buttercream frosting filling, and this time I just wanted 2 layers for this cake. I'm just trying to get a variety of at least 3 to 4 flavors in this package as an example of what you can sell your bride. So as you can see, I have red velvet, chocolate, light fruit cake, and vanilla, and this is ready to package. I'm showing you 2 options. You can use a pizza box or you can use a regular cake box to package this nicely, get the right size, put them in your box, send them to your potential client. And this is how you put together a wedding cake sampler for a potential wedding cake guest. I hope this helps.